I'm Paul Brownstein. I'm an attorney. A lot of my work is family law, and I work here primarily in the Tri-County region, Bucks, Montgomery, and Philadelphia counties. An awful lot of my work involves people who are not shopping around for a lawyer because they're curious about what lawyers do. It's because something has happened in their lives that's caused them to be concerned. For example, and very typically, somebody, either surprisingly or otherwise, gets papers in the mail, you're being sued. Somebody's filing a divorce action against you. Somebody's left the house, taken the children. You don't know where they are. Things are happening that are dramatic. And now, what do I do? What should I do? Is a very understandable question. And if you try to do what you've seen on TV, or what your friends and relatives are telling you, you may be in a very bad spot, because unfortunately, what you see on TV doesn't have a whole lot to do with real life, especially because this is Pennsylvania, that's California, where they make those movies, and that's a drama where the good guys always win because the sponsors want you to be happy, and it comes out great for the purpose of dramatic effects. So what happens? I'll give you an easy example of one particular example of what do you do if you got sued in court. Whether it's a family law matter, like divorce or custody, or if it's a civil claim, on the front of the papers you get, it's going to say pretty much these kinds of words in big print, because the court makes you do it, and it's very frightening. It says, pay attention, you're being sued. You can lose rights, you can lose property, you can lose money. You should take this to a lawyer right away. If you don't answer in 20 days, you can lose. You'll be in trouble. And this is very upsetting stuff. In a civil case, when they say that, take it seriously. Because if 20 days goes by and you don't respond, the other side has a right to go to court and ask the court to enter a judgment against you for failure to respond. There's some technical things they might have to do in the meantime to get there, but pretty much I've had people come to me months later and ask me, what can I do now? And the answer is not a heck of a lot. In most cases, the damage is done. So if you get papers like that, take it seriously, see a lawyer at once. What's the next thing I do when somebody comes to see me and brings me these papers? Well, a portion of my time is devoted to explain the technicality of what it is that's really going on. But the bulk of my time is not that, because you're not trying to become a lawyer. It's to tell you what you probably should do about it. And the very first thing you should do about it is get your center and keep your wits. And don't get panicked. Don't be a nice person and say, well, this is terrible, and give them what they want. And don't be an angry person, as angry as you may be, or upset, and say, I'll show them they can't do this to me. You need to try to get a certain calmness to treat it properly. And the way to do that is let it become my problem. There's not a whole lot that you're going to be able to do in the litigation that may have struck you. That's what lawyers are for. I could even tell people, I will write a letter to the other side, and it will say, do not contact my client, do not discuss this matter with my client, you need to talk to me. And under the rules that are in effect, if you have a lawyer, they have to talk to your lawyer. They're not allowed to talk to you, especially if they have a lawyer. That lawyer can't do it. So you'll get peace of mind at least to know things are under control and in the hands of a professional who can do things right for you. As to what you do and how you do it, that all depends on the nature of the case. I put forth a number of videos like this that talk about those things with some substance to them. And if you haven't, you want to go look at those. You'll see my same smiling face, or not so smiling perhaps, discussing in some detail things you want to know. What every person needs to know about a will. What happens in a divorce case. Who gets the child in case of custody. Tell me about support. All those kinds of things I've been talking about. You ought to go look at that. And I may have more things to say in the future about it. But for now, mostly what you want to know is you'll feel a whole lot better, no matter what's going on, in a matter of a few weeks or a month, if you let me pick up the burden for you and handle these people that are being very troublesome to you. I cannot guarantee you an outcome. I can guarantee you you'll be treated properly and you come out where you're supposed to if you do it through professionals. Don't try to do it yourself any more than you try to take out your own appendix or try to set your own broken bones. These are things you should not do yourself. Remember, as I always have said it, when it really matters, the choice is simple.